Wisdom is knowing, is being able to have the foresight to see that, oh, I have the knowledge to create this technology that could, like Alex Karp's kill chain technology. I have this knowledge to be able to go out and hunt people down and kill them with autonomous weapons. But wisdom is saying, maybe I shouldn't create that. If we don't make wise choices, truly wise choices, right, to create abundance in life for human beings and the other life on the planet, more life, as Drake would say, then what are we doing? What's going on, y'all? Kalen here. I was going to make a video essay about this and like script out everything, but this has just been something that's been on my heart with AI and the lack of critical thinking, and with students not being able to read and think for themselves, us being pushed as a nation not to challenge narratives any longer. We're being told that if we speak out, we are likely to lose our jobs, lose positions, relegated to the bottom of society for just using our brains. And this is a problem. I am an educator at the university level and at the high school level, and I'm just seeing a lack of quality in students' ability to think for themselves. And this is not their fault. Educational programs are getting cut. And some of these programs, let's see, Ohio's public universities are eliminating nearly 90 degree programs as a result of Senate Bill 1. The idea is Ohio colleges and universities are required to cut any undergrad degree programs that produce on average less than 5 degrees annually over a 3-year period. Now, some of the programs in this list are shocking. A lot of them are arts programs. Some of them are science programs. Associate of Applied Science and Human Service, Bachelor of Arts in Geography, Bachelor of Musical Arts, Bachelor of Musical Composition, Bachelor of Science in Individualized Plan Program, Bachelor of Science in Physics, Bachelor of Arts in Africana Studies, Bachelors of Arts in Chemistry, in Classics, in Dance, in Earth Science, in Mathematics. It doesn't make sense. We see this denigration of the humanities, and the humanities is the last bastion of hope for our civilization in terms of education. With this new era that we've entered with President Trump as the leader of the quote unquote free world, we're seeing a denigration in free thought. We're seeing this suppression of people who want to connect with their neighbors, who want to identify with other people on a human level. That's all being shut down. People are being told that if they think for themselves, they could potentially die, right? We're being shown these images. People who want to stand up to authoritarian ways of living, they're being murdered in the streets. We remember Renee Good and Alex Pretty. And they aren't the only ones. People are losing their jobs left and right because they're trying to think for themselves. One of the things that I'm seeing is students using AI to write their papers, for instance. Now, I know AI came out, or ChatGPT came out in November of 2022, and since then, we've seen its use at epic proportions. Students are coming into my classes and they can't read. They have never read a novel. A lot of these children are the children of COVID, of the COVID era. And they're not being taught to think critically. And so because they're under stress to perform, because they're under pressure to perform and they're being stressed out because they don't have the skills to just sit with the necessity to write and allow the words to come to them in time, they're just turning to a computer to do what's called cognitive offloading of their thinking. And there are scientific studies that are coming out now that are showing a decrease in cognitive capacity for people who use these programs and people who stare at cell phones all day. This is not new in the sense that we've seen a decline in reading scores and in writing ability with the advent of television. But these problems are being exacerbated now because students are using these programs and they don't have the wisdom to understand how to use them. There are some people who believe that AI can be of assistance and it can help students because it can generate source material. But if students don't know how to look at multiple sources, multiple narratives, and compare them and synthesize them and pull them apart and stretch them in new directions, they're not getting anything out of the use of these programs. We have to get back to appreciation for the arts and for the humanities, right? I was talking to someone recently about this new U.S. Department of Education agenda that is supposed to be, I think it's out now. The U.S. Department of Education issues a proposed rule to hold colleges and universities accountable for low earning outcomes. Under the proposed rule, if the typical graduate of an undergraduate program does not earn as much as a high school graduate, the program will no longer be eligible for federal student loans. Graduate programs must similarly lead to earnings above those of average bachelor's degree holders. Programs that routinely fail to provide students with a reliable return on investment would lose access to federal student loans and in certain cases Pell Grants. Now, on the surface, that sounds good. Like if you graduate with your degree, you should be able to make a certain amount of money. But here's the thing, someone's ability to earn money over the course of their life isn't determined typically in the first few years after they get out of college, right? So, and there are many high school students who do make more than college graduates simply because they may have been in a job for a little longer. So you may have a college or you may have a high school student who doesn't go to college and they get a job and they work for 4 years. And so they may get to $20, $25 an hour. And you may have a college student who comes out and starts at $18 or $19 an hour. But what they learned in that 4 years and where they are thinking in terms of the ability to critically analyze information may far supersede what that high school student is able to do. Maybe that high school student stagnates, right? Or maybe that high school student decides to start a business and go on to make an exceptionally high amount of money when the college student who may be doing very valuable work, maybe as a social worker or as a teacher or as a journalist, maybe I was only making $60,000 to $65,000, but they're doing work that society genuinely needs, right? And so now we're trying to compare labor outcomes, right? And we can't do that. We can't compare labor outcomes based on financial gain, right? There's so many jobs in our society that society really needs, but that don't really pay that much. And that's sad, and we should look at that. But it doesn't mean that we should just scrap these degree programs that allow people to go into those fields. And we have to also look at this idea that the profit motive is the most important thing for an individual over the course of their life. Yes, because of the world we live in, money appears to be something that people should strive to make more of. However, the system doesn't have to operate this way. We could incentivize a system that allows people to thrive doing what they do best. If you remember, Maya Angelou, before she passed, I believe she was invited to either the UN or some political body to speak. And it was essentially all men in the building, particularly all white men. And she read a poem, right? Her ability to write and to think critically about the world that she lived in caused her to write a poem that spoke truth to power in that moment.
I was asked to say something wise, to have some wise words. I note the obvious differences in the human family. Some of us are serious, some thrive on comedy, some declare their lives are lived as true profundity, while others claim, no, they are living the real reality. The variety of our skin tones can confuse, bemuse, delight. We are brown and pink and beige and purple, We are tan and blue and white. I've sailed upon the 7 seas and stopped in every land and seen the wonders of the world, but not yet one common man. I've known 10,000 women who are called Jane or Mary Jane, but I've not seen any two who really were the same. Mirror twins are different, although their features jibe, and lovers think quite different thoughts while lying side by side. We love, we lose in China. We weep on England's moors. We laugh and lie in Guinea. We thrive on Spanish shores. We seek success in Finland, are born and die in Maine. In minor ways we differ. In major we're the same. I note the obvious differences in every sort and type, but we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. Women and men, we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. Thank you.
We have writers and authors and thinkers and dancers and entertainers, the conscious ones who may have went to college. Some of them, plenty of them did go to college. And in that they studied literature and they studied history and they studied philosophy and social sciences, even gender studies and these things. They're necessary, right? Whatever the outcomes are necessary, and because they teach people to think critically, right? People are naturally going to think differently. We have to encourage diversity of thought, right? We also have to encourage talking to each other, right? We need to be able to get along with people who are from other cultures, who are from other parts of the world. If we remove the ability to do that in our education system, then where are people going to learn this? By firing people who use their minds for a living, we're telling the world that your ability to critically think and analyze the human condition is not valuable. That's problematic. There's an article in Fortune. Elon Musk thinks college is basically for fun, but his former Tesla HR chief tells Gen Z their liberal arts degree is more valuable than ever. I second this. Gen Z's relationship with higher education has never been more fraught. Soaring tuition costs and a brutal entry-level job market have left many young people questioning whether getting a degree was worth it at all. But Valerie Capers-Workman, who served as vice president of people at Tesla, has a sharply different message for the graduating class of 2026. Don't buy the noise, she says. This comes even as her former boss, Elon Musk, is part of the chorus of powerful voices casting doubt on college. She says, don't let anyone, not a tech founder, not a headline, not a podcast host, convince you that your education was a waste. It was not. It is more valuable today than it ever has been. Why? The skills a degree develops, the ability to reason, question, and lead with humanity, are precisely what artificial intelligence cannot replicate. And counterintuitively, it's liberal arts degrees, fields like history, English, and the arts that are becoming more relevant in the AI era, not less, despite long being dismissed as financially impractical. And this is essentially the heart, the core of what it is that I'm getting at today is, why are we outsourcing our ability to think to computers? For thousands of years, humans have written and thought and communicated and spoke to one another and contemplated in silence and in groups and decided how we were going to organize and live, right? And it doesn't mean things have been perfect. But the foundational texts that we base our societies off of, the Declaration of Independence, France's Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, right? These documents and other nations who base their ideas on this idea that we should be free and just and equal in our societies, these were composed not by computers. These were composed by human beings. And the problem is, we get away from these ideas, right? And we begin oppressing each other. the oppression gets so strong and so deep that we forget that it's humans that are doing this to each other. Computers aren't going to solve our issues for us. Now, this isn't to say that computers can't be used, AI can't be used to develop new technologies that can better human lives in some capacity. But if we think as a society that we're going to be able to outsource our thoughts to computers and that they're going to make life better for us, that's impossible, right? Because we're only putting into computers the best of ourselves. And so if we're infusing into computers racism and a disrespect for other people's culture and the profit motive and all these other ills in society, right? Hatred for one another. If we're doing that, then the computers are just going to spit back out all of the garbage we give it. I've got a friend who is a philosopher and he's studying right now at university. And he says he wants to go into AI and use his skills as a philosopher to help create an AI that is going to be better for humanity. However, he is of the opinion that if humanity goes by the wayside or we somehow infuse as cyborgs with AI, something like Elon Musk's Neuralink or whatever, he's okay with it. Or like Ghost in the Shell, he's okay with this. And I'm opposed to that because human beings that's all there is. There's human beings, there's life on the planet and life. That is the point. We are life. AI is not life. I don't care if you watch the movie Blade Runner and you think the replicants, the bioengineered beings are human beings. They're not human beings. They may be biological beings in some sense, but they're not human beings born of a man and a woman, right? You could talk about clone technology and all of that stuff. We could argue all of these, anomalous cases about, is this life? Is this not life? According to what we know, there's, somewhere over 8 billion people on the planet, and it's just us as far as we know. Okay. We can talk about aliens and all that good stuff. Fine. But it's just us, right? And it's up to us to love one another, care about one another, and to solve our problems. To the extent that AI can help us do that, great. But AI is not wise. Humans have the potential to be wise and to make wise choices, not wise based on some ephemeral profit motive as the value, but true wisdom with a capital W, right? I was telling that same friend who's going to be a philosopher that wisdom is being able to have the foresight to see that, I have the knowledge to create this technology that could, like Alex Karp's kill chain technology. I have this knowledge to be able to go out and hunt people down and kill them with autonomous weapons. But wisdom is saying, maybe I shouldn't create that. If we don't make wise choices, truly wise choices, right, to create abundance in life for human beings and the other life on the planet, more life, as Drake would say, then what are we doing? What really are we doing? We are just speeding up our own destruction. And I, for one, am not an accelerationist. I do not believe that we should be egging on the destruction of the planet so that we could get to some advanced state where billions of people have died and a select few are here to repopulate the planet and create this tech society where breakfast is delivered by robots and there's 10 people on the planet who are left to live in the Neo Garden of Eden. As utopian as that might sound, that is very dystopian, right? We should be working together to improve our capability as human beings to coexist with each other. That's where the magic is. The magic isn't on Mars. It's not on the moon, right? It's not on other planets. We have this planet right here that we are destroying right now. And we don't have to. We're doing it for profit. And most of us don't even want to do this, right? We're forced into these lives where we're told that this is the only way to live, right? You must sacrifice 40, 60, 80 hours of your life every week to work for these ducats so that you can buy food and live in a place until the day you die. That's insane. That's crazy. We could easily come up with a new way to organize ourselves as a society, right? Why don't we consider reconstructing the Constitution of the United States, for instance, in a fashion that is applicable to a modern era where there are 350 plus million people in this country? Why are we still relying on a document that was written for, I don't know how many few million people there were at that time? You know, like in the original colonies. I don't know what the exact number was, but I know it was nowhere near 350 million people. And that document that was signed in 1776 was not written to accommodate a sizable population like ours, right? So why wouldn't we consider it's supposed to be a breathing, livable, living document, right? Why are we still holding steadfast to these? To that way of living when we could completely change and alter the way that we structure society, right? Why can't people who have health conditions get the treatment that they need? We have the technology, especially now with AI. Why are we charging people to get life-saving treatments, right? Why can't kids get the education that they need? Why are books being banned in schools? Why are teachers paid so little? Why can't communities come together to educate their children without being penalized by the state for not teaching what the state wants it to teach the children, right? These are just small questions. Why are we thinking about instituting another draft? I thought we were done with the draft, right? Human beings are tired of war. We're tired of fighting for bullshit, right? Like, we want peace. So many soldiers now are trying to get out of the military because they don't want any parts of this madness. Why are we fighting Iran, right? Why are we bombing schoolgirls and destroying our only prospects at uniting with the rest of the world? Why do we have to have this dominant culture, this dominant patriarchal culture, right? Why are we promoting culture wars and racism when we know for a fact that we're all the same? We all came out of Africa. These are just simple things that we're not even thinking about, right? We're just going along to get along, right? And we're divided, and that's the problem. So I know I've been going on for a minute, but my message to you is read, think critically, pick up a book, turn off the TV, turn off the cell phone, and realize that the people next to you are all you have. If we can't do that, then AI probably will end up destroying us. Anyway, peace. You can follow my Substack. I'll drop a link to that. I'm going to be posting more videos. Maybe I'll stick with this style and just kind of go off the top, but I've been doing a lot of thinking and reading on these ideas, and I'm seeing it play out every day. So realize, man, we're all we got. So, peace.